I am sure, or pretty certain, that Mattel must watch my videos or something, because it seems like they just know exactly when to release something mega when I have no money. It's as if they just noticed that I spent $1,400 on a brand new computer after it died, and thought, you know what, let's release this set. Okay, I get that is not the case. It is their 80th anniversary, and they have decided to make a really awesome commemorative set. So in this one we're going to take a look at it, I'm going to tell you my opinions on it, and let you know why this set has got me tweaking. Now let me start off with the fact that this is one hell of an awesome looking set. There is going to be a fair amount of criticism in this video, I will admit, mainly to try and convince myself that I just don't need it. But oh man, this is one awesome, beautiful looking set. So as you can see, we are getting the Hot Wheels Original 16, yep, that's right, the original Sweet 16 castings, remade into this wonderful rally case set. They're all in a ruby red or red Spectraflame paint to commemorate their ruby anniversary, 80 years of Mattel. So this isn't actually a Hot Wheels, 80 years of Hot Wheels, it's of Mattel, the company themselves. So there are 16 cars. I'm not going to go through the names of all of them here, but I will showcase an image of each one in this video. But yeah, they all look really good, and they are sporting the original die-cast models from back when they were first made. So all of the opening hoods are there and present on these cars, and I would hope that the engines and all that are die-cast metal as well. So a really, really nice set of cars. And oh boy, do I really, really desperately want this set in my collection. But yeah, Mattel seems to know when I have no money. So it looks like I'm going to miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime 80th anniversary special one-off set that we'll never get again. At least that's what it feels like to me. Because Mattel really did not hold off with this set. But they didn't hold off with the price either. £505. Yep, for me here in the UK, this is going to set me back £505. Which, if we do some conversion calculations, these are always fun, that would be costing me about $680 US. That is without the postage on top, which I assume for a larger package like this, it's going to be more. So we're probably talking at least a $700 item here. When I first saw it for $550 and then saw it for $505 converted in our currency, I thought, wow, finally, they're not taking the piss. Seems they still are, just not as much. I mean, it could be worse, it could be 550 quid, which is what they normally do. If you work it out to the overpriced, overinflated cars that we get today, working out about £38 a car or £32 a car, it kind of does make sense why this set is priced so high, but I was kind of getting the hopes that it was going to be along the lines of the Super Treasure Hunt set, where it's usually somewhere in the lines of 250. These sets normally give you about 15 cars, I do believe. Now, I do understand that there's one extra car in this set, and it does come with a plastic case, but there's no blisters on the cars. And even though there's foam and such in the case, I do believe that even with the current inflated prices, that this is just too much. Now, I don't believe this set has actually realistically been made for us collectors. You may all be quite shocked by that, but yep, I do believe this. I know that collectors have been asking for ages for some of the original release cars, the Neos, the Redline wheels, and much more alike. And I'm sure that the designers at Hot Wheels do mean well. And don't get me wrong, beautiful set, but I don't think the collectors are going to be the ones that are going to be picking this set up. I've seen quite a lot of people in the forums that are upset that this set is going to cost so much money, and that realistically they would have been happy just buying the cars individually. They, and me especially, are incredibly unhappy that all of the Neo releases have been locked behind a seriously expensive set. We had the Ferrari 2-pack that was an extortionate amount of money for 2 cars. One of them had Neos. The only hope you really had was the Kenny Shaft art collaboration, but if you weren't into that kind of style of art, then that wasn't for you either. Other than that, Neos seem to be a thing of the past, because let's face it, most people that vote on selections now just want something Jap with some spokes or something. Now, I do understand that the Daniel Arsham set was released bit by bit, and actually it did get a lot of criticism for this. However, I think people have warmed up to it, and likewise, spreading the cost out over the course of a month or two, or even longer than that, is much easier for most of us collectors who just collect for the fun. Most of us don't have that money there just to spend in one hit like that. Or at least we need more time to be able to save up for it. If they let us know maybe a month or two in advance, it could have been better for us. But this release was kept really secretive right up until less than a week before its release. I'm gonna say it. This feels like it's been made for the resellers. Like, come on. Limited to 4,120 sets, really high price tag. It's going to sell to the bots immediately. And already on the eBay, these are up listed for $1,300. So if you're one of the older collectors or just someone who wanted the old school castings with the Neos, yeah, good luck, because this is the only way you're going to get it. And the likelihood is you can't even buy it for the $550 price tag because the bots will beat you to it. Of course, this isn't to take away from the fact this is still a cool set. This is just the sad truth of what goes on with these high-priced rare ticket items. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm sure many will agree. I was ecstatic when I first saw the preview of that Mustang. The Neo redline wheels and that awesome Spectraflame red, which is my favourite colour, just to add to that. I was really excited to get a replica of one of the original castings in my collection. And then my heart was crushed and spat on when I realised it was going to be part of this bigger set. And then further to rub salt in the wound, I later found out this set was going to cost 505 quid. So I desperately clawed at the hope I might have a chance of getting it over the bots and somehow finding this money from somewhere. However, I've come to terms that it's just not feasible. And even if I had the money, is it really worth spending it on this set? And it's this moment where I've really started to tweak out. The stress of wanting to own this set, but not being able to, and then overthinking it to the point where I genuinely thought the best thing was to quit my Hot Wheels collection and this channel entirely. Yeah. Now I've had to just cut a load of content out of this where I explained all this, but I don't want this to be too negative or too long, but I do definitely feel like this needs addressing in its own video, so I'll do that. I don't get it sometimes. I've actually got to hand it to a lot of the forum complaining about this set. They really did help me sort of move on and feel better about the fact I wasn't buying it, because I had a huge drive just to almost like not buy this set out of principle just because of how much it is. But the drive that wanted the set was way stronger. A lot of people agree this set is nice, however, a lot are also saying that it's a bit of a shame it's all in red. Now, my favourite colour is this Spectraflame red. It looks awesome, but I agree, having all 16 cars in the unique Spectraflame colours just looks better. It's so much more colourful, and I get it is the Ruby anniversary, it makes sense, it's nice, but as a display piece, maybe it's not as great. As well as that, people are complaining about the case. They say the design and quality of these cases don't tend to be that good anymore. The whole layout of the case means you have to have it open all the time to display the cars. The walls of it aren't see-through. This brings in the question of whether the cars are likely to fall out. But overall, quite a lot of mixed opinions on this set. Of course, some people are absolutely lapping it up, and, well, I don't blame them. But anyway, I think that is enough for this video. It's been a roller coaster for some reason. So I would absolutely love to hear your opinions on this 80th anniversary Ruby set. Do let me know what you think of it down below. Would you rather pay it in one lump sum or have it spread over a few months? If you're trying to get it yourself, I wish you the very best of luck. I really hope you can get it. Beat all those bots and resellers because they do not deserve it. If you're a reseller yourself, obviously you're going to be shouting at me, but no, I just don't like you, mate. I myself actually like to earn my money by doing something that's useful for people, not just buying stuff to rip them off later. And you're not changing my mind to make me think you're actually doing something good for someone, because you're not. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And are you like me? Do you kind of get a little bit overwhelmed when there's a set you really want but just can't afford? Do you start overthinking it and start to wonder why you collect? Like, are you just hoarding? Should you just quit and save your money? I mean, it might just be me. I am full of problems, mentally and physically. But yeah, do let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions on that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed for this weirdly long video, cheers. Thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. I love you all. Thank you so much. And if I don't see you in the comments, I hope to see you again very soon in the next video. Oh, I fucking want it.